Hello and welcome. In today's lesson, we're going to write linear inequalities when you're giving a graph of that inequality. So basically, before we had an equation and we made a graph. Today, we're going to have a graph and we're going to write an inequality. So let's see how we do this. First of all, we need to look at to find some good points. Remember, good points is where the line touches the intersection of the grid line, such as this one right here. And if you go down, here's another point, and there's another point right there, okay? So that means you can pick these two good points, and then starting from the one on the left, you're gonna say, okay, for me to go from here to here, what is my rise? My rise would be 1, 2, 3, 4, so negative 4 over 1. Okay, and we can confirm that is correct because if I go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, I touch another point on the line. Okay, so this would be down 4 over 1, which is the same as negative 4. Very good. The y-intercept. Where does this line touch the y-axis? It touches right here, which is 1, 2, 3. So negative 3. Okay, so remember, equations of a line is y equals mx plus b. Now, this is not an equation, but it's going to follow the same format where we're going to have a y, we have the slope, which is negative 4x, and my y-intercept is negative 3. Okay, now I need to decide, instead of equal sign, what is going to be my inequality sign. Remember, have a choice, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay. Also remember, I know I made points over here, but if you notice the line is dotted, so these points actually are empty points. Okay. So let me do that just so that you don't get confused. Okay. These 3 points that I chose are actually empty points because I see the line is dotted. So I know that my inequality sign is not going to be this one nor this one. Okay. My decision is between these two. So which symbol am I going to use to represent this inequality? If you notice, this line is dotted, okay, and it touches right there, where that would be my elevator. And if you notice, to shade, my elevator went down, so that means I went down, which means less than. So that means my symbol is y less than negative 4x minus 3. So that's the equation of my line, or by equation, but inequality of my graph here, okay? All right, let's look at the next problem right here. One thing I noticed that this is a horizontal line, and it crosses the y-axis. So I know it's going to start with y, okay? I know that slopes of horizontal line is 0. What is my y-intercept? My y-intercept is right here, which is at 1, 2, 3, negative 3. So this would be y negative 3. And notice that in order to shade, I had to ask my elevator to go up to a floor that is greater than the one that I am right here. So right there, I know that this is going to be greater, and it's not going to have a dash because the line is dotted. So that would be my inequality. All right, let's go on to the next one. Next one, I'm going to pick good points. So here are some good points. Remember, good points is where the line crosses right on top of the intersection of the grid line. So here I have many points I can choose. I just need 2. So let's say I pick these 2. I start with a point on the left, and I say, okay, what is my rise? How much do I have to go up in order to go to the next point? In this case, I have to go up 1, 2. So positive 2, and then I run 1 to the right. And I can confirm that this pattern is correct by going up 2 more over 1, and I touch the line again. Up 2 over 1. So that tells me 2 over 1 is the correct slope, and 2 over 1 is the same as positive 2. My y-intercept, where does this line touch the y-axis? It touches right there, which is negative 1. So my inequality is going to be y 2x minus 1. Remember, we're following this pattern, y equals mx plus b. Y, the slope is 2x, and the y-intercept is negative 1. Now I need to decide on my inequality sign. If you notice, here's my elevator, and I had to ask my elevator to go up to a higher floor to shade. So that means I try to move my elevator to a floor that is higher than the one that I am right now, so it'll be greater than. And as you can see, the points are solid, the line is solid, so that means this will have a dash. And there we go. These are my equations for these graphs. So this is what we're doing today. I'm going to be given graphs, and I need to find the inequality that represents those graphs. Okay, so let's go on to the next examples here. Here I have another graph. First thing, I'm going to find good points. So I off the bat see that this is a good point. And the next one would be this one. Okay, so right there, my rise would be 1, 2, 3, negative 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 3 over 4. Went down 3, ran 4. My y-intercept is where the line touches the y-axis, is right there, which is at the origin, or 0. So my equation would be y, my slope is negative 3/4 x, my y-intercept is 0. Because it's 0, I don't have to write the 0. Now I need to decide on the symbol. Here's my elevator. I had to ask my elevator to go down, so that'd be less than. And because the line is solid and the points are solid as well, I know my symbol will have a dash. So it would be y less than or equal to negative 3/4 x. And there's my inequality. Next one, I'm going to find good points. Here's my 2 good points. I have more, could be this one too. Starting from the left, I'm going to go up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. So that tells me my slope is 1 over 3. My y-intercept is where the line touches the y-axis, which is right there, negative 1. So my inequality is going to be y 1/3 x minus 1. Now I need to decide on the symbol. Here's my elevator. I asked my elevator to go up to shade, so that'd be greater than. And there will be no dash because the line is dotted. So that means this will be my inequality. Very well. Let's go on to the last problem. Last problem, I see that I have a vertical line, and vertical lines have no slope or undefined slope. My y-intercept, as you can see, this line does not touch the y-axis, so this is not applicable. And vertical lines have the special case that this doesn't start with y, it starts with x. And basically, you look at the graph and you see, okay, where does this line crosses the x-axis? It crosses right there, which is 1, 2, 3. And because I'm shading to the left, basically my inequality points to the left. And because this is dotted line, I have no dash, okay? Please remember, if the line is vertical, the symbol basically just points to where to shade. So if it's shading this way, it's pointing to that direction. If you're shading this way, it's going to be pointing to the right, okay? In other words, here's 3, okay? I'm going to shade on the side the axis is less than 3, which should be over here, okay? All right, so this concludes our video for today. Basically, today we learned how to look at different inequality graphs, and looking at those graphs, find the slope and the y-intercept, and then be able to write the inequality for that graph. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.